Donald Carpenter from My Empire. And if you're not in the now, you're in the nothing.
Awesome. All right, so tell us a little bit about the tour. You guys are just coming off out of Niagara. Was the last gig?
Yeah, I mean, we're only about 4 shows in. This is kind of festival month for, you know, a lot of areas around the country. So it's a couple shows, a festival, you know, a show, a festival. And, you know, so we've kind of been off and on for like the last week and a half. But
gotcha.
It's coming together. You know, we toured with these guys last year for about 8 or 9 shows and developed a relationship there that I think carried into this year. And their new album, and that's kind of the way we're doing it, building relationships and going from one thing to the next.
That's awesome. How is it playing with Bull Beat? How do you guys like it?
Well, you know, it's interesting because they're one of those bands out here right now that have a unique sound, and I think that's why people really gravitate to their band. Aside from the fact they're incredible songwriters and musicians, players, all those things that go into it. You know, but it's hard to kind of find a dynamic that fits that. You know, so for us, even though dynamically we may be a little different. It's really a mentality thing that I think we connect with, and you know, they're a band that worked very hard over in Denmark to, you know, build their fan base and their career, and now they're kind of doing the same thing over here, and so it says a lot about them to bring us out, and we try to take advantage every night, show our respect.
Oh, that's really awesome. That's good stuff. And I take it you guys are you're playing with them on a few more tour dates and shows, but Rockfest included, I believe, this weekend.
Yeah, Rockfest is the next one coming up this weekend. I think we play through Syracuse, which is the 18th, and then we'll be taking a small break before heading out with Drowning Pool. So
excellent, excellent. So, and then once this tour is over, what's the plan? Like the end of tour plan? Well, do you all spread out? Go back?
Well, you know, we've been touring for about 2 years.
Yeah.
On this record, we released the double disc last summer, last June, and you know, it's there's kind of this yin and yang of kind of feeling like you should keep going, keep pushing more of the fate, but knowing that you got to get to the second record, and in order to do that, we have to shut it down. But we're going to be running through June with Drowning Pool. It's, you know, some old friends of ours that we've all known each other throughout the years, and things have kind of lined up for us to be able to go out with them. So we're going to have fun with that, and I think starting in July, shut it down. You know, maybe for a month, maybe for 2 months. You know, to kind of finish this new record, get the new record to put out. You know, hopefully by the end of the year, and you know, maybe fire it back up into August, somewhere like that.
Sounds good. So, talking about the new record, so just like you mentioned, there was the 2 CD set that was released last summer. What are we going to expect with this new, you know, the new tracks, if you will, from Moment of Impact to now?
Yeah. Well, you know, anybody that's familiar with our sound, you know, with the 2 discs, we were able to, you know, explore a lot of different dynamics on that record. You know, which is any band wants to do. You never really want to be pigeonholed, but for us, we have a lot of different stories we want to tell, and dynamically, we feel like you have to be able to shift, you know, to what you're speaking about. And so on the new record, it's, you know, we wanted to do the same thing, but, you know, condense it down into 1 disc. And so it's, you know, it's all about pushing those dynamics. If it was heavy, you know, let's get it a little heavier. Let's get the content heavier. And if it's a little more poignant and atmospheric, then we try to push that a little further as well.
I got you. So, and then, like you're saying, you guys will be going back to the studio. How's that for you all? Like, what's the studio experience like for you all? You know what I mean?
It's as unorthodox as possible. You know, it's, you know, at the end of the night, it's always one of those popular questions where everybody's like, "Hey, where are you from?" And that's a hard question for us to answer because it's, you know, we're a band that's based out of Atlanta. That's where we do a lot of our work. Corey Lowry, our bass player, is our in-house producer and our mixer and everything. So, you know, we do all our work out of the air there. But you know, Brad lives in Cleveland, Ohio. I live in Tampa, Florida. Ryan lives in Richmond, Virginia. And so right now, it's, you know, there's a lot of technology out there that kind of enables us to put songs together, and a lot of trust that goes into it. You know, I think, you know, for us in previous bands, it's kind of an ego-driven process. You know, everybody's trying to find their little piece and fighting for that inch. And for us, it's really about knowing our role and you know, making our contributions to the team. So Brad and Corey, you know, put those song ideas together. They send them down to me in Florida. I'm able to kind of put my ideas over the top of it, live with it a little bit. And then when we all come together in Atlanta, it's a matter of doing your homework and in the business.
I got you. Sounds like a good plan. Yeah, I mean, you got to stay busy. Like you said, it's tough to find that. Where do we stop so we can start that?
Well, the balance, step? And, you know, we're all family men now. You know, we started this band out of the ashes of previous, you know, careers, and, you know, we had all moved on from that and started our families and you know, found our songs, you know, and then we found our band, found each other, and yeah, it's important to maintain that balance, and being able to do it like that. You can work from home. You still still have dinner with your family and wake up and have breakfast in the morning.
Yeah, it's a full-time job to itself. You know,
it is. Well, when you do it independently, when you're an in-house band, you really don't have any time off, and we realized that, and that's why, you know, we were out for 18 straight months, I think, right in the beginning, and we took a break towards the end of last year, and like you said, there's no time off, so we started writing that second record, you know, just to stay ahead of the game and give us the ability to truly take some time off in the future.
Gotcha. That's good. That's a good plan. So you went with, I believe it's Bulldog Productions on the last one. So for the release, is that who you're looking to work with again on this next release?
That's our capital partner.
Yeah.
You know, for us, you know, being experienced in the old business, you know, the dying business, is trying to find a new way. We were kind of turned off of the idea of hunting for another record deal, you know, and we wanted to be able to just find a capital partner that would allow us to, you know, creatively run this thing and give us the operating capital that we needed to get out here and start touring and build it. So they've been an incredible partner for us. You know, like I said, there's a lot of trust creatively. We maintain a lot of that control, and you know, everybody kind of is happy.
No, that's awesome. That's good. That's a good deal. Then looking into 2014, what's the outlook for My Empire? Like, what are we expecting, or what can we expect?
Yeah, but that's kind of tough for us. You know, we really haven't worked ourselves in the position to look that far in the future. But you know, I know that a lot of our friends are going to help us end the year out pretty strong. You know, Seether's going to be coming back out, hitting the road with the new record. You know, we're still developing relationships with Folby guys. It would be nice to be at least in consideration to maybe go to Europe with them towards the end of the year. And then, you know, going into 2014, it's, you know, let's get the second I Empire record out by the end of this year, and then I'm sure that'll help us, you know, plan out the next year.
I got you. That sounds like an awesome plan. Yeah, it sounds like exciting things still on the horizon for you. You know?
Yeah, well,
it's like constantly moving.
Well, it's all possibilities, and I think if you redefine, you know, success, you know, what it means to you, then I think it makes it a little easier. You know, we don't have to be out here, you know, getting all the stardom and all that kind of stuff and saying that's success. You know, it's for us to be able to come out here, make an impact in people's lives, and slowly build, you know, something that means the world to us is success.
No, it's awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Just to close it out, it's just some personal stuff. What are you into when you're not doing the tour thing, which I know is a full-time job, and the family stuff like we just talked about?
Yeah.
Which leaves you probably about zero time for anything else.
Nah, yeah.
But yeah, what are your interests? What do you end up doing?
You know, I love to cook. I love food. You know, me and my family are very big into health and food, and so I love being at home and being with them. You know, we homeschool our children, so it's kind of cool to, you know, constantly be in that environment of being able to groom and help teach your children. But you know, being home is a very valuable time for us. You know, touring as much out, but you know, golfing. I love to golf. You know, it's just one of those things that you can really kind of get away from it all. And you know, baseball. Baseball's my other passion and love. And usually we're touring a lot during the summer, so it makes it hard to kind of consistently get out to the ballpark. But those are my favorites.
Oh, that's a good deal. That's a good deal. And then, lastly, what was the last song you played on your MP3 player, whatever it may be, you know, an iPod or anything? Just out of curiosity. Just didn't mean to throw you for a loop.
Good question. You know, I listen to a lot. Yeah, I listen to a lot of music. You know, right now we just actually were involved with a project called Battlefield of the Mind, which is a documentary film done by a friend of ours named Fran Strine, and a well-known guy in the music industry, Aaron Lewis from Stained, was his co-producer for this. But it's a documentary about PTSD and homeless veterans, and kind of the connection between the two, and it really kind of raises awareness about PTSD, not just within the homeless, but you know, within the overall effects of our troops and our soldiers. And so I've actually been listening to the soundtrack a lot. We contributed a new song to it that's going to be on our new record. Pete Murray and the guys from Low Pro added some songs to the record. Dave Ellison from Megadeth was the narrator of the film, and you know, did some collaboration works with Mike Mushat from Stain, and Sal G, the drummer, who, you know, co-produced the soundtrack. So you know, it was a lot of fun, and it's one of those things which is dear to my heart right now. So it's a little fresh. It just came out last week, and it's honestly what I've been listening to earlier today.
That's a great response. That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
that's good stuff. But yeah, that's all we had, really. So appreciate the time. Thanks again.
Thank you for stopping by. Give us a voice.
Yeah. So we'll catch you on the road. See ya. Peace.